Let's go guys, game pertama antara RRQ versus Fnatic Onic PH. Ini yang kita tunggu-tunggu coy. Gila, tim terkuat Filipina bertemu RRQ. Soalnya Fnatic Onic PH nih lagi gila-gilanya coy. Dan pertemuan Brusko Skylar, Skylar. Nah, lagi nonton jangan lupa bantu like, bantu subscribe, oke? Thank you guys. Yang kita untungin di sini Fnatic Onic pakai roster inti ya. Bisa kita pelajarin guys buat M6 RRQ nih, harus full analis coy.
This is going to be a game to keep an eye on, ladies and gentlemen. As we know, the global series right around the corner.
Pakai Alpha Skylar Cloud, nice.
Here in the Snapdragon stage, it's going to set up that momentum
for the
rest of the year. And I think the drafts that we have here exactly
Pertemuan Brusko dan Skylar.
Are known for with
Darren pakai heal dan yang pakai meta ini nih tim Liquid nih. The XP.
And maybe set things up while Fnatic Onic, we know that they want to be able to take control of that mid game and just slowly tighten the grip around.
Hati-hati range.
Agree, definitely.
Untung King Kongnya belum lompat ya.
So smooth, a great cover coming in. I mean, we do see invasion coming in between.
Nice. Mati nggak Clara? Mati dong.
Almost close enough to be tagged down.
Just marah satu hit, cok. Oke kali wa Clara. Match papan atas ini guys, super big match anjir. Jok.
Sujin, it's expected that he's going to be putting a little bit more attention towards the gold lane here, but in the mid lane, Brusko taking quite a lot of damage himself.
Wah anjir, hilang tuh daerahnya. Enggak, gue bingung kok Skylar pakai emblem yang ini yang buat mana ya, bukan assassin atau guys. Kan udah nggak ada mana Cloud, masih pakai physical. Wah anjir, gila sakit banget cuy di all in. Sabar dulu nggak sih?
But doesn't manage to put it, but that was already a good win with one kill on the side as well as a turtle to be taken into Fnatic Onic.
It is very much expected that Fnatic Onic should control the early game with an Alpha, Edith, and Gatot Kacha. It's a lot easier for them to take control of objectives, and they just have generally more damage compared to
bingung nih guys, kenapa Skylar nggak pakai emblem assassin guys?
They gotta hold the early game and focus
masih pakai emblem lama.
Prince and Skylar as possible, with the Claude being the more obvious. That's why you're going to see a little bit more ganking towards the gold lane to make sure that Claude wins out against the Harif, because usually Harif is the winner here in this 1v1 lane matchup.
Oh, that's totally agree. And here on out, we do see a 1v1 matchup coming in from Kurt as well as Dirin. Airborne comes through. Now Kurt's trying to do it damage as much as he could, but I mean, you're talking about fighting off with Dirin. I mean, a lot of the mobility-wise, survival and sustainability coming in from him. It's not going to be easy. Attempts coming in from the side of Kurt himself, but he's still not giving up. But he's got to be careful along the side of RRQ. It's going to be Susujin is just overlooking, and it seems that King Kong gets the input as well, and they will deny it as well. Now Rinse moving away as quickly as possible before being tagged out. At least a reposition is a good in favor coming in from RRQ, but they really gotta hold off for a while because the aggression been put out by Fnatic Onic at the moment right now. It's really scary.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for Tyron because when you are on a Hilda, you're usually the one causing havoc and pressure on the map. But because Onic just has so much early game damage and they're dealing with an alpha jungle, the Hilda cannot actually invade to try and disrupt King Kong. He just has to try and win out a lane priority, which is already kind of difficult against an Edith, so that they can roam and actually stop Onic from being overly aggressive on other parts of the map. Unfortunately, Onic not really being stopped by that. They're going to start contesting the turtle against Sujin.
Oh, coming in straight with the Spirit of Alpha, pushing in straight.
Prince udah penulti. Wah, idoknya. Mereka miss lagi mengincar ke Prince.
But the turtle has already been picked up and pushing in right now. It's trying to push in, but RRQ doesn't get the target that they needed.
Nice. Dur. Good banget Sujin. Mati, dapat dua, nice. Datang nggak sih? Oh, sabar. Lah, oh kill kan double kill. Sujin bro, double kill bro.
as at least RRQ Hoshi gets the trade that they needed.
That is exactly what RRQ Hoshi is looking for, and actually a massive win, because up until now I have been mentioning that Fnatic Onic should be stronger at this stage of the game. They just have more presence and damage overall, but extended the team fight a little bit too far, and RRQ beautifully managed their resources and positioning, playing around the healing being provided by the Revitalize so that they could prolong the fight and then re-enter once Onic had overextended in the mid lane. Because of that, Sutsujin now has a little bit of an EXP lead against King Kong, and RQ has even up the net worth difference. As long as they keep the gold even and Skylar does not die, this game is going in their favor.
Definitely, and a little bit stronger coming in from the side of Darren. This is where no matter how much you try to put out a potential to fight out with Kurt, it's still not enough. And going into the side of Suzuki, I agree on the note that now he's actually in a very good advantage. Hopefully RRQ Hoshi can be potentially cover and control the movement that they are required right now to move into the mid game. And so far right now we do see that team Fnatic Onic is gonna actually try to team up right at the top, gonna actually try to give a lot of pressure to Skylar as well as Ido, but it will be denied instantly. Team RRQ Hoshi, really good grounding, really good coverage right now for both teams. It's really tie up for both of the teams right now.
Yeah, like we mentioned, gold lane going to get a lot of attention because if Onic can unlock Kelra and have him start gaining gold from assists, it accelerates their snowball so much further while stopping Skylar. But RQ not letting that happen.
Oh, they're not letting it happen as well. They're contesting for the turtle as well. Darren coming in for the push of Brusko.
Nice,
takes down and get the turtle instead. But at the moment right now, they will be trying to go in for the scrimmage.
Brusko mati, Cok.
Going in for the push.
Sabar lagi, santai.
Having so much damage.
Kiting. Awas ler.
It's a good move. Skylar almost been tagged out.
Karena dari belakang. Good banget. Wah, gila Rinsa, nice. Kelranya mati, Cok. Waduh, King Kong. King Kong ngamuk anjir. Waduh, kena. Mana. Anjir. Kiri.
He seems like Kurt trying to get as much as kill as possible. He wants to go in for the push, but still, it was a good cause. They still
Anjir, Skylar sama Brusko lihat di bawah.
But the trade is still the same for Fnatic
Dulu
Onic as well.
melindungi Brusko, sekarang jadi musuh anjir.
Initially looked incredible for RQ Hoshi. Again, beautifully managing their
Ya,
positioning.
hidupnya
But
mati,
this time
Cok.
it was them who prolonged the fight a little bit
Di
too
bawah
far.
lagi midnya. Letting duet from Selar.
Oh, coming in for
santai.
the moment right now, we do see Gato Kaca coming in, but at the same time, it's not gonna pull anything with that Avatar Guardian. Team Fnatic Onic will be able to pull away for those fight. Even this fight, the fact that RRQ Hoshi was not been pulled in, but at the same time, RRQ Hoshi great position, great respawn wise. So far,
Daerahnya nggak kaya-kaya banget sih, masih aman guys.
between Fnatic Onic.
Perbedaan duit sama, ngambil 800 perak.
They did manage to actually trade off between the two
Gak ngaruh lah ini, menit 8 coy. Kill sama.
At least on the cover ground of the map is still in their hands.
Even though Onic was able to get some good kills in that previous fight, remember the win condition we mentioned. As long as RRQ Hoshi keeps the gold somewhat even until the late game, they are actually in the lead. And the goal difference right now
Itu dari kemarin push MMR Valen anjir, Valentina.
Of Fnatic Onic Philippines. In comparison, RQ will scale way better and they're gonna play.
Mati King Kong. Wah anjir, Bruskonya nih emang. Nice banget Ido. Ih, mahal Ido. King Kongnya mati. Kejar Jiren. Wah gila, nice banget RRQ sumpah. Nice banget, wipe out lu. Gila. Wipe out lu guys. Top 1 tim Filipina loh. Gila loh RRQ loh. Yo, jangan sampai blunder aja sih. Dapat Lord, nice.
I've been seeing their micro movements and it has been very, very impressive the way that they're dodging Avatar the Guardian every single time, making use of iframes and Edoc as well, finding Super Prince in the backline and kicking him into the blazing
Skylar
plant,
paling kaya.
funneling the entirety of Fnatic Onic into a small area where Skylar can do the most damage. He also now has the most gold in the game. RQ, with a 2k net worth lead now at 10 minutes, are very poised to take this game if Onic are not able to find an equalizer.
Now let's see. They're gonna go in straight to the bottom side. Doesn't spot anyone. It seems that Edo trying to find a way to actually go into the backline first of all, but at the same time will be denied by Super Friends, not allowing any extension coming in from the ROQ Hoshi. Lords is marching in. King Kong right at the front side. It seems that Darren will be at the backline. Doesn't spot anyone just yet, but they don't know who they want to go in. Rins overlooking straight, try to pull away, but Skylar takes down the turret immediately. But they deny it. They're actually having a little bit of hesitant, try to pull in into the Fnatic Onic, and this is the reason why Fnatic Onic having a really good defense wise so far. And Team Arakyoshi, they couldn't find the opening they needed, so at least on the side of Fnatic Onic, they still be able to neutralize all the lords and the wave that coming their way.
But they're not able to neutralize the gold advantage. RQ is now controlling the entirety of the map, and they have successfully taken every exterior tower from the side of Fnatic Onic, leaving only the inhibitors behind. While Onic is pretty strong as a 5-man death ball, RQ Hoshi's lineup is designed quite well to be able to split up the map and even play for pickoffs. So they're going to continue doing so and see if they can bait out individual members of Fnatic Onic. And if they're able to continue doing that, it's going to be quite difficult for our Filipino champions.
Let's see. King Kong trying to find a way to break to RRQ. So far, Brusko just waiting for the right time. The fact that RRQ, I like the positioning wise, they're denying every avatar guidance been put out by Brusko. And that's the reason why it's not in the favor of Fnatic Onic every time they go into team fights. So that's the motion where we're seeing RRQ Hoshi positioning wise is very important for their keys. Now, Kara trying to actually bait out ROQ, trying to actually pull them in. And the best part about it is that Team RQshi, they don't need to worry about anything. They're literally prioritizing on the lane side. As long as they allow those waves come in and keep giving pressure to Fnatic Onic, it's still gonna be in their favor.
It's a very interesting picture to see here because we typically expect PH teams to always be superior in terms of macro, but because of the draft matchup for this game in particular, RQ Hoshi are taking care of that incredibly well, since all of their heroes are either durable on their own or have built-in escape mechanisms
level 2
to split push waves without needing to worry too much about getting ganked. Not to mention that Kirk is the only really reliable form of CC that Fnatic Onic has.
Dapat lordnya, RRQ cakep banget loh mainnya.
After baiting out a Purify, otherwise RQ
Masih King Kong, anjir. Ajar, wih, good banget.
Oh, going in straight.
Ido, mati, good. Yuk, nice banget, anjir.
As they push into Brusko instead, getting double kill from the Rise of Rings, but at the same time, Rings is a little bit overextension, had to be shut down by Kara with the Zaman pause. But at the same time,
banget, Brusko juga mati.
Gonna go in for all the burst that is required, but it's not gonna be enough. That trade's coming in 2-2-1, and they're gonna push it all out to the side of Kurt, as well as going into Kara, immediately shutting him down, and going in with a power of wilderness,
Dua tukar tiga.
to the side of
Itu kah mati lagi.
Prince takes down Edot immediately. This Lord is smashing in a really good overextension.
Saya enggak sih? King Kongnya hidup lagi, Bruskonya cok. Bisa Skylar sama Setsujin. Bikinnya mati. Gak pecah dong. Anjir, pecah lagi mortal. Balik, nice. Dapat tower mid. Mega minion. Creep bawah, creep mid. Nice banget. Sabar lagi.
So that they could end the game with the Lord. Unfortunately, they went a little bit too far, and Kirk was luckily able to survive with a tiny bit of HP, because if the Eden had gone down, RQ would have definitely ended the game right there and then. With that though, that does give Onic a little bit more breathing room, but they only have one inhibitor on very low HP to hold on to. Whatever happens, this next Lord must go into their hands, or RQ should be able to quite easily whittle down the crystal.
Right, 81.
Jangan sampai blunder aja sih.
is either they will try to actually push those team fights, or will they actually try to go in for the team fights along
Please
the
RRQ
lane?
jangan blunder.
Here on out, E-Dog is just trying to overlook. He will
Skylar belum
try
mati,
to find
Cok.
a way to actually pick it up.
Prince
Rinse, a
ambil
little bit
ulti.
overextension will be denied by
Kirik.
Super Prince, and not only that, they're pushing in straight away, giving a lot of
Dapat
damage. They
tower
will actually
atas.
push on forward that last
Good.
turret immediately, but not gonna be doing any
Satu hit itu. Ya.
one more push will be denied instantly, but Fnatic just one more hit. Could've
Dapet,
actually gone
anjir.
back, but in the end, Fnatic still
Pung
giving
banget
a lot
biar
of
mega
pressure,
creep.
not allowing RRQ to even come in.
Yeah, Skylar tried to go in with the BMI for one last hit on the
Masih
tower.
imbang
We
sih
have to
guys, berarti
remember
Fnatic Onic
that
sama RRQ ini.
updated the tower so that they
Nggak
are
terlalu ini banget,
super
N6
tanky.
sama lah ya.
They don't have
Sangat
minions nearby. In the
memungkinkan
past, a single hit would have
N6
actually
juara.
taken that down, but that's no longer viable. Regardless
Ini
though,
harus
they are
diwaspadain
in
ini,
a
bro.
very comfortable position. Right now, Skylar going to be doing a lot of damage, and because there
Tapi
is
negara
a
lain juga sih guys,
for Fnatic
udah
Onic,
udah pada jago-jago kan.
he can actually position himself very
Tidak boleh lengah.
aggressively without needing to be worried about being CC chained. He
Or
has
level 3.
zero deaths so far, and the Lord is coming.
Ini
up.
dapat si N
Fnatic
harusnya.
Onic need this, or they need to at least slow it down.
Prince,
Only one
gila
tower
Rince-nya nice
standing, and
banget,
RRQ
bro.
pushes in with this
Berani
amount
banget,
of
coy.
blood. The game is basically over.
It is coming in
Shotnya.
right now. We do see King Kong trying to push into Duran, but
Aduh, Idok masih breaker, nice.
a little bit
Aman.
overextension coming
Prince,
into Edo.
blazing duet.
Dragon didn't pick up anyone, but Skylar will be able to take down Kerr first
Good
of all.
banget, Ler.
Getting double kill to the side of
Ler.
Brusko. Susujin takes
Nggak
down
mati.
killer immediate, and
Rata.
King Kong, the overextension that was done by the side of Fnatic Onic will
Let's
be
go.
punished from RRQ.
Good banget, sumpah.
Will go in straight into the grounds of
NNN GG.
despite the fact Duran had to
Game pertama dia
sacrifice
main RRQ, nice yuk, 2-0 bisa banget.
They will be able to get this first game
Nice.
in the
Ini
hands
dia
of
baru, bro.
Indonesia.
Let's go game kedua.